All right, let's get to it because I know y'all got some things to say. Democrats are asking President Joe Biden to wipe out up to $50,000 in federal student loan debt for all borrowers to ensure there is zero tax liability for borrowers after any administration debt cancellation. It would also suspend student loan payments and interest for the duration of the pandemic. What do we think about this? This good, bad, indifferent? How do we feel?
It's great because students are broke. And so students spend any extra money that they have. So that's like a guaranteed any extra money that they get from that goes right back into the economy because they're going to spend it. So it's great. It's a good way to provide relief.
That is very good way to provide relief. Dr. Oleka.
Well, I actually have to disagree with Dominique on this. And this is actually a policy that I studied for quite some time. Again, I do have a doctorate in education. This is something I looked at. It actually doesn't benefit folks as much as we might think. There are several studies out there that show that these dollars don't necessarily go back into the economy. Also, when you think about it, this doesn't help low-income families. People who have a college degree, and most student debt is from graduate degrees, make about $1 million more over their lifetime than folks who don't, who of course will be on the hook as taxpayers to pay for this. What really I think that the Biden administration should do is work with Republicans on bipartisan agreements, like expanding Pell Grants for students who do have low-income backgrounds, and also expanding Section 127 of the tax code, which allows employers to give people over $5,000 who work to pay down their student loans without any tax liability. Those are the things I think would be beneficial, as opposed to some benefits for folks who, quite frankly, make more money than the rest of America.
You know what? I love the way Republicans become suddenly fiscally responsible when Biden gets in. And now they think students make too much money when before it was fine to give tax breaks to billionaires.
Well, these aren't students, mind you. These are folks who have degrees, who are already working. Most of student loan debt comes from
some are students, some aren't. I was one of those not so low income, high income people that had student loans that took me 100 years to pay off when I wasn't making a ton of money. So I think that characterization is disingenuous.
Again, the research will tell you most people who have student loans is for students who have graduate degrees, who have already graduated, who are making far more money than people who don't. Again,
what research you look at, Dr. Oleka?
Those are low-income people.
Mm-hmm.
I think ultimately,
it really sounds like, Dr. Oleka, you don't want my student loan paid off. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that, and I might give you the mute all night long, Dr. Oleka. You don't want America to pay for my student loan when it was America that would not allow my own ancestors even the possibility to read. Do you understand what I'm saying? Harriet Tubman had to carry her Bible with her just so they, wouldn't think that she was Harriet Tubman, because the woman they was looking for couldn't read because she wasn't allowed to. It's a sad thing. Dr. Oleka, they owe us an education, if nothing else. You know this, man. In my Tucker voice. Ed, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I see this as, one step in a larger question, right? And it is, what is the value of one, an undergraduate education, and two, a postgraduate education? I think a lot of families are grappling with just the sheer cost of undergraduate. And while there may be some focus on, attaining a doctorate or a law degree, just the base entry into this economy for earning purposes is getting that undergraduate degree. And there are a lot of families that whose children are, first in their family to go, but they're saddled with $100,000, $200,000 worth of debt over their lifetime. That's preventing them from buying a home. That's preventing them from doing a lot of different things. I understand why the administration would put that up, to alleviate that. It's a great thing. It helps the economy because it does put, it takes $100,000 worth of debt off of middle-class people's books. And that you can't look past that. That's not something that you can just, shake a stick at. Ultimately, it's a good thing for this administration.
If they gone on and pay my $27,000 off, I'm going to invest in some Robin Hood short sale stock.
You'll need another loan.
That loan comes due.
Alicia, go ahead, girl.
I really didn't have a dog in this fight because I didn't have to take out any loans. But my question was,
I'm gonna click the mute on you. We don't even appreciate people who didn't take out a loan.
Well, I mean, I definitely have loans, so I'm not against finding ways to pay off your loans, but I think there's just a better way to do it on the front end. That would be my argument. Pell Grants explicitly target low-income students. I think that's better. That way it increases the opportunity for folks on the front end. The other thing to think about too, and I think this is important, this would just be a one-time thing. What about people who go to college in 3 years and then they have loans then? This doesn't actually solve the problem. So I'd be more for expanding Pell Grant opportunities, grants for low-income students to lower the cost long-term.
How about both and? How about we do both and? We're in the middle of a pandemic. We need all kinds of things to stimulate us right now. We can worry about 3 years in about a year.
Look, how about we just give all Black people free education? I'm sorry, go ahead, Alicia. You say what, Colin?
Yeah, my question is what Dr. Oleka has said. If he does do away with the loans, then how is it paid for on the back end? Like, where's the revenue? How do we make that revenue up?
It's paid for by you, the taxpayer, who doesn't have any student loans, Alicia. That's the other problem. 70%.
Alicia, not only does Alicia not have loans, but she ain't paying no taxes.
If Donald Trump only had to pay $750, I'm only paying $750.
When it's going to poor people or middle class people, but when it's going to billionaires, it's fine. Give them all our tax dollars, no problem.
You know what? Even
creates jobs.
Yeah, even though I don't have a dog in the fight, I go ahead and contribute if it helps somebody else. Fuck it.
Well, thank you. We wish most of Americans thought like you. Let me go to our soulmates. Miss Gray 09 says, when first I heard the news of the $50,000 forgiveness, all I could do was rejoice. That's a lot, Miss Gray says. Look, that's a lot. If they giving me $50,000, that means I'm gonna have at least 20,000 left over. It's like a Pell Grant. See, Dr. Olek, it's like I'm getting a Pell Grant. I get 27 to pay it off, and then I keep the change. And guess what? I'm gonna go and get my doctorate. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'll do with the change from the 50,000. We're gonna take a quick break and come right back on the Tammi McLeod Show on Fox Soul.